Hey guys, welcome back to My Mint Life. Annie here. And in today's video, I'm just going to be doing with you guys a quick kind of check-in when it comes to my New Year's resolutions. The month of January is over and I'm a month into my resolutions. And I know that this tends to be the month that people kind of think out and quit. Probably a lot of people have already quit. Like the first 2 weeks, people are done with their New Year's resolutions. That has not been me. I've been doing pretty good indeed. I do have them here. I wrote them down and I keep them on my bathroom vanity just so I can kind of look at them every so often and remind myself of them. I've built some pretty good habits over the past month that I hope to continue for the rest of the year, really. But I'm just going to go over really quickly just a brief reminder of what my goals for 2020 were and how I've been doing and what I've been doing to meet them, basically. So the first one was to increase my flexibility. As I mentioned before, ever since having kids, my joints they ain't the same. What is the same on you after you have kids, right? But my joints have not been the same. I lost a lot of flexibility and I wanted to get that back, and I wanted to have more fluidity when I moved, less kind of creaks and aches and pains, basically. One of the things that I've been doing was the 30-day yoga journey called Home by Yoga with Adriene. Adriene Mishler has a huge yoga channel here on YouTube. And every January she has a 30-day challenge. Basically, it's a daily practice. They range between like 15 minutes to a half an hour. And it involves strength, flexibility, relaxation, kind of meditation, and listening to your body. I'm almost done with it. I have 2 days left to complete. I'm a little bit behind just because I took a day off when we went to Legoland, and I took a day off when I did my son's birthday party. We had a lot of people. We had overnight guests from the night before, and I just kind of wanted to focus on him, so I took the day off then too. But I'm almost done with it. I am physically stronger. I can plank with the best of them, and I can move better. If you're familiar with Cobra, where you're lying on your tummy and you kind of like lift your upper body up, my Cobra is much higher now. So I've definitely achieved a lot of flexibility in my spine. I have a lot more flexibility in my hip joints, which is great for your lower back, and doing really well. I still have a way to go, but I notice when I move, my posture is better. When I squat to pick something up off the floor, because you're a mom, you do that 50,000 times a day. My knees aren't as creaky and not as kind of like, oh, don't do that. But so a huge improvement there. I still want to get a lot more flexibility in my upper body. It's someplace that I've never really been super flexible, even in, top form. I've always had a little bit of issues in like the shoulder area, arms, neck, and stuff like that. I just want to loosen that area up. I tend to carry a lot of tension here, particularly on my left side. So still improving there, and I still definitely have a journey to go, but I want to continue it. I feel like I have momentum to do so I'm doing really great there. Another goal was my water intake. I've been doing good, not great. I've made it a habit of putting a tumbler full of water on my bedside table at night. That way I can start hydrating as soon as I wake up. That has gone over extremely well. I have kept that up the entire month, and my gosh, do I notice a difference as soon as I start drinking water. I don't realize how thirsty I am in the morning until I start drinking, and it's just like, oh my gosh, give me more. Where I tend to slack off is in the evening time, especially right now in winter. It's cold, you're not sweating as much, you don't feel thirsty as much in the winter time. So it's just a little bit easier to slack off. Again, for me, my trouble zone is the evening time. I need to really pick up on that. But other than that, I've been doing really great from morning into mid-afternoon. I'm a champ when it comes to water. I just need to do a little bit better in the evening time and even into like early night, like around 8 or 9. I could probably still be drinking water. But that's that, and that's been going over really great. I always notice a huge difference in my skin when I drink water. You're a little bit less crinkly, which is always a good thing. And just energy levels, so that's been great. So doing pretty good on that. Again, I could improve, but I'm on my way. My next goal was just maintaining personal relationships. As I said in my New Year's resolutions video, which I will throw up in a card for you, this isn't something that I necessarily struggle with, but it's something that I always want to keep on the radar so that I'm always making my family a priority, my relationship with my husband, my relationship with my children, especially while they're young and I have them here in the home. I want to make sure that I'm being the best wife and mom that I can, and that we're doing things together, spending time together, and that they always know how I feel about them. This isn't something that I struggle with at all. It's just, again, something that I make sure that's in the forefront so that I never slack. So that's going really good. So I didn't expect it not to. It's just, again, something that I always want to make sure is on my mind. The next goal was to invest in daily self-care. Clearly, I've been doing that with my yoga series. Pretty much a lot of my goals this year could be construed as self-care. So I've been doing really, really great. And I definitely notice a difference in my overall attitude and daily happiness when I'm taking care of myself. So that's been really, really good. Being more organized and regimented when it comes to filming. I'm still needing to improve, but I kind of got like a little bit of a jump. I'm starting to slowly get ahead and film ahead. I've been doing really, really great when it comes to filming ahead. My problem is editing. It's really, really difficult, especially when my husband, this year, they changed his work format to where he works 12-hour shifts. And sometimes he has 3 days off. Sometimes he has 2 days off. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened to the footage that I filmed, but it's gone. So I'm going to, clearly this is a completely different day. So I'm just going to really quickly, basically just share with you guys what the missing footage said. But again, filming ahead of time has been going really, really great for me. Editing, just having time to edit is really, really a struggle. When my husband is home, I try to just kind of prioritize family time and we do things, and I try not to devote so much time to editing when he's at home, and because it takes a lot of concentration. Especially when you kind of like nitpick a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that has to get it edited out. I say a lot, so 50,000 ums have to be edited out, and picking music and deciding what stays and what's going to go, things like that. That always takes time, and it takes a lot of concentration. You're not really able to focus on other things quite as much. So still struggling with finding time to edit, but battling. I'll get there eventually, I think. But other than that, that one was great. And then my next New Year's resolution was to pick up on reading more, to get back into a groove there, and to really prioritize reading. I love reading. I love books. The original part of this video was filmed in my library. I have a ton of books. I still have books at my parents' house. So it was really important to me that I really prioritize that this year. Since becoming a mom, reading is definitely a luxury. So kind of getting back into the swing of things has been really, really awesome. I've loved it. But it takes some effort to carve out time to devote to that. But I've done it. I've read during the month of January, I've read 3 books so far. I'm still in the middle of one of them. I'm one of those people who kind of pick up 3 or 4 different books at a time, and I might finish one and kind of like go back and forth between a couple of other ones, and that's where I find myself. I kind of have always done that, so that's nothing new for me. But I'm a huge fan of the Nancy Drew series ever since I was a little kid. So I like to reread her from time to time. So I've read 2 of those. I read a Dean Koontz, and then I picked up on the Robert Jordan Wheel of Time series, which excitingly will be made into an Amazon show. I believe it's supposed to come out next year. But I started picking up on that. That book in particular requires a great deal of concentration. It's just a really intricate storyline. There's a huge cast of characters. They all have insane names. There's just insane names, period, that you kind of have to like really, really pay attention to, and you just kind of, it's not a book you can skim. So I've been slowly but surely chipping away at that because I want to get the entire series finished off before the show starts, so I can have my like firmly planted opinions like that doesn't fit, that no, you know how you do. Anyhow, but I've been really, really so happy that I've been reading more regularly again. I missed it. Oh, I missed it so much. So it just feels really good to have that as a goal and to actually be meeting it. So I'm really, really happy there. And anyhow, back to February 1st when I filmed the missing footage wherever it went. The next goal I'm just going to mention really, really briefly because it is for the month of December. It's at the very end of the year. I still would like to try it. It's the December Daily Project by Ali Edwards. I will have her website linked down below if you are at all interested in it. It's basically a memory keeping website and it's a memory keeping project. December is a big month for most of us, and particularly in my family. Really any family that has a lot of December birthdays and vacations, which we do, it's a big month. So if I can kind of document each day in December, because it does go by in a blur, I think it'll help me to look fondly on that time and be able to, in January, kind of look back on the month of December with a little bit more ease and a little bit more like visual aids and reminders so that I can kind of slow down a little bit and take a look at what I did. So that's still on the schedule. That's still in the back of my mind, but again, that's in the future. So I will update you on that maybe next January. So we'll see. And last but not least, my last goal for 2020 was to pick one room per season in my house to kind of spruce up, get it to where I want it to be. It might not be a 100% completed thing by the end of the year, but it'll definitely be improved and kind of reflect my own personal my own personal struggle with not settling for certain things. I tend to settle a lot in my home, and I really didn't want to do that. I want my home to reflect me, my children, my family, and what I want it to be. So I've been working on that. And I shared a little bit about that when I did my toy room cleanup, which again, I'll pop it up in a card right here if you're interested in seeing that. But I started for this winter, I started the toy room for the kids, and they are pretty heavily involved. They're picking out, I want them to pick out a mural for the wall. They did choose a theme. I really wanted them to be heavily involved in how the room went. It's their space. I want them to love it as much as I do, if not more. So they did go ahead and pick a theme, and they picked a like a camping mountain theme, which I love. I was totally happy when they picked that out. And so we're working on that. We're going to be getting a mural for the wall. We're gonna get maybe one more smaller piece of art for the wall, and then I want to have prints of them out in nature. We have a ton of them because we do a lot of like outdoor activities. We do go hiking with the kids. We go to national parks, which are almost always in a mountainous area, especially here in California. So I want to pick 2 pictures of them out in nature that I'll put up on the wall as well. I already purchased a rug, which I think is super cute. I'll show you guys. I'll put in a little picture here so you guys can see what it looks like. It just arrived yesterday, and then like I said, we're going to do a mural. I have to order a table for them, something that's going to be a little bit more size appropriate for my 6-year-old, who is kind of on the larger size anyway. He's very tall for his age, so I got to do that. Again, the artwork, and then just 1 or 2 organizational things, and I want to get some throw pillows, and then that'll be that. I think that'll complete the room really, really nicely, but we're on our way. I'm really excited for it, and I will film the final result once I get everything. I'll be filming that in March, so stay tuned for that one. And then afterward, of course, I'm going to be moving on to my living room, my bedroom, and then my master bath. And then next year, I really like doing this, especially like breaking it up over a couple of months' time to do a room. Next year, I plan on doing my library, finishing that up, doing my laundry room, maybe my kitchen, and then probably O's room, which I would definitely tackle O's room first at the beginning of of the year in 2021. Because I mean, he's little right now. He sleeps in his brother's room right now, and he's not so much into his own space so much, but he's getting there, and I want him to really be happy with that. I think we're gonna do Tomorrowland in his room. I'm already like years ahead, right? Slow down, girl. But anyhow, that is how my New Year's resolutions are going. I'm still going strong with them. If you made any resolutions and you're still going strong with them, kudos to you. Keep going. I know you can do it. And even if you slacked up, pick up again. There's no, it ain't over till it's over. And you pick those goals for a reason. So I highly encourage you, if you've kind of been ignoring them a little bit or forgetting about them, to pick back up with them. Just kind of listen to yourself and pick out the ones that are really, really speaking to you. Even if it's just one thing, one simple thing, kind of pay attention to that. There's a reason why that's on your mind. Anyhow, guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And I will see you all next time. Bye for now.